All right, let's start this thing up. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am, of course, Dr. Cush, and I'm going to let you in on just a tiny little secret right now. If you guys are having the effect, I believe it's called the Uncanny Valley right now, that is because I am not here. I am, it's a whole metaphysical thing. I am here right now, but I am not live with you right now. I have filmed this a couple days ahead of time. Currently, I am at a bartending gig. I am in the hills of Beverly, bartending at a private soiree. If you guys don't hear from me in a few days, please know that I am dead. Or follow up, at least. I will be back on Monday to do Absolute Classic Mondays. But for right now, I am not here. That does not mean that we do not have a show going on, though. We will be doing an entire class today. I've taken all week and put together 3 different videos that all have, you know, things to do with drinks. Drinks and things about drinks. That's what we do at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Things and things about drinks. We will be making some falsified lime juice, very fake lime juice, that I think ends up being just about as good as regular lime juice, more stable, more consistent. We will be, unfortunately, for Mark Sanchez, who watches the show and comments every time that I make a drink with any kind of vinegar. He gets very upset. So Mark, sorry about that, buddy. But I assume Paul has said something. Let's give Paul one of these. Wow. I can't see what your comments are. So if some of these seem out of character, it's because I have no idea what's going on. I am at some rich guy's house right now, pouring drinks for some other rich people. It's great. Listen, that's what happens. Yes, we will be starting off. Let's begin now by jumping into our very first drink, by jumping into our very first video that I have made. We're going to be teaching you how to make clear, stable lime juice. You are going to need a few things. The video will explain all that. Hopefully you guys will stick around. Kyle will be in the chat the entire time. So if you guys have any questions that are urgent, you guys have an emergency. If you have an emergency bartending question, please call 911. Don't wait for me to answer your emergency bartending questions. But if you have anything that I can answer during this, I will have a way to get a hold of me. So if it's real important, let me know. Let Kyle know. Kyle will get a hold of me, and we will go from there. Let's begin now with our very first drink segment. This is called clear lime. I don't know what this is called. It's called clear. We're calling this clear and stable lime. Watch this, and I'll meet you guys back here in just a few minutes. We will chat again. Get out of here. So in the past, I have had some issues with limes. Sometimes you get your limes and they come in hard as a rock and dry. Sometimes you get limes that look like this. What is it, a lemon? Is it a lime? I have no idea. Sometimes I leave lime juice in a refrigerator, I go to pour it, and it is bad. All of those problems had led me to find a new way to interact with lime. So I'm going to show you now how I make my clarified lime juice. This is going to solve a couple problems. One, it lasts for so much longer than lime juice. And second, it is completely crystal clear. It just looks like water. So if you are a guy like me, you're at a fancy place and you need to have a daiquiri. I always need a daiquiri. Just give me a freaking daiquiri. I want it. But you don't want to be carrying around like a bright green drink, or that green drink. You want it to look a little bit more sophisticated. You want it to look a little bit more martini-esque. Well, this will be perfect. What we're going to need for this right now is you're going to need a scale with, I got one of these super fancy beakers? I don't know, one of these. You're also going to need some citric acid. This is malic acid. This is a saline solution. That's 4 parts water to 1 part salt. You're going to need some tartaric acid. This stuff, a little harder to find. I will put a link to it down here. And I also like to use a smaller scale. This is like, well, I think a lot of us know what these scales are really sold for, but it's also really good for measuring small amounts of legal white powder. Okay, first off, you are going to need to measure out 260 grams of water. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. We are going to tare that out so that it is at 0. As we pour in our water here, we should get right up to 260. Nailed it. That is the water we'll be using for this. We then want to put this off to the side. What we need first is 9 grams of citric acid. I like to measure my citric acid on like a little piece of paper. That way I can just dump it in. I don't have to pick the whole scale up. Listen, I've done this a few times. I know what I'm up to. Turn your scale on and tare that. I went over by a touch, but listen, as long as you're pretty close, by 0.3 isn't going to throw anybody way off. This isn't an exact science, but be pretty good with it. We're going to go ahead and dump this into our water here. The next two, we really want to be a touch more precise. So first of all, we're going to be needing 6 grams of malic acid. This is malic acid. For those of you who don't know, malic acid is going to be very appley. Here we go. Okay. 6.03. I'm calling that a day. Dump this in. Perfect. Now the last thing we need is going to be called tartaric acid. I assume it comes from tartar sauce. I have no idea where tartaric acid comes from, but it does bring in sort of an interesting little rounded out bit of the citrus. So just trust me, we don't need a lot. 0.2 grams. So let's just go nice and easy there, boys. 0.21. The last bit we want to put in is going to be our saline solution, 4 parts water, 1 part salt. We're going to put in 3 big dashes of that. Now, we're going to give this a stir, or we're going to give it a shake first, and we're going to give it a stir, and we're going to make sure that all of this has dissolved before we put it into a bottle. And from there, you have a very, very stable version of what is only able to be described as lime juice. It's not exactly lime juice, but it is always going to be the same. That is nice. Let's give this a stir. I'm sure the actual scientists that are in my audience are dying right now because I have clearly never spent any time inside of a lab. I think this is a proper method just to really grab it and shake it. But however you do it, it will eventually all dissolve in there, and then you will have delicious lime-like juice. I have never had this stuff go bad. I usually use it within 6 months. I assume it will last for longer than that. Again, I use a lot of it, so I have never had it do anything weird, like grow mold. Never like that. So there you have it. You have a fairly stable version of this. Let's go ahead and bottle this. For those of you who don't know, love bottling everything in Modelo bottles. I like Modelo the beer, and so I just take the labels off of all those. I kind of don't feel as bad then about buying Modelo. They have these pretty bottles. They look so nice when you have something in there. I always have extra bottle caps. We're gonna go ahead and just cap that off. Do make sure that you store this in the refrigerator. Just because Cush says that it lasts for a long time doesn't mean that it can just... Listen, don't put it on your roof and then go back 10 years later and find this. Don't drink it then. Put it in your refrigerator. Drink this stuff. It will be delicious. Since we have it out, let's just make a quick cocktail with this. We are going to be making my clear daiquiri, a very nice looking cocktail. We're going to start off by pouring in 3/4 of an ounce of our lime juice here. If I wasn't holding bottles, I would have said lime juice. We're going to be putting in 3/4 of an ounce of just simple syrup, a nice clear substance as well. And we will be putting in 1.5 ounces of a nice white rum. I'll be using Prohibitus for this one. 1.5 ounces. You can bump it up to 2 ounces. I don't want to get the bad emails about Cush. Put 2 ounces in your daiquiri. I get it. Sometimes 1.5 ounce daiquiri is perfect, though. We're going to give this a shake. Here we go. Strain it into a martini glass, something nice and classy, like one of these guys. And there you have it, a beautiful crystal clear martini glass with a daiquiri in it. We are just going to peel ourselves off one little twist so that nobody can mistake us for a daiquiri drinker. Instead, we look like we have a very, very classy martini ready to go. Cheers to you. Here's to clear lime juice. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, drink daiquiris. Remember to drink daiquiris. They aren't those gross things that you can buy in Vegas in the Eiffel Tower thing. They really are a good cocktail, and if you got to slip one through, this is a perfect way. Cheers to you all. Yes. We have fun at Dr. That was hilarious. I didn't even get the measurements right. What a weirdo. This is so weird doing this without you guys here. This is literally, I think this is my nightmare. I am just performing out here. No idea if the sound is working. No idea if anything. Literally, this is just out to the void right now. Let's answer a few questions that normally go out there. Apostle, it was 1.5 ounces of rum. Okay. Keith, Smith and Cross is just fine. You want to use Smith and Cross in that last cocktail? That's great. I still have that cocktail sitting out here. Still good. Still good. Yeah, you can apparently let this guy just stick around for whatever. Let's play a few sound effects to make everybody feel like I am definitely here. How about well, this is a good one.
Swing and a miss.
That's a good one. That's a good one. How about what about this one?
Anyway, I started blasting.
Oh, that's everybody's favorite. That was the first. You know, that's a little history lesson. That was the very first sound effect that I ever put onto the old sound effect machine. You want to know the second one? It's this. Whenever I punch, it just looks like I'm going up and down. I am going back and forward, but now I'm literally just wasting time. Let's get into our next cocktail. Oh, I see I have a message from, I don't know who normally messages. Rich Whiffen. What's up, Rich? That's a great question. I'll have to answer that later. Good question, though. This next thing that we're going to be getting into is, like I said, not going to be Mark's favorite segment, Mark Sanchez's favorite segment. He does not care for vinegar in drinks. I, however, do care for vinegar in drinks. I think that sometimes adding a touch of complexity into a drink absolutely will make that drink better. You can, of course, just go with sour. You can just go with sweet. You can just go with booze. You can do some bitters, or you can get into the vinegars. I have taken a different approach than I normally have in making shrubs. In this next video, normally when I'm making a shrub, I will just make a syrup and then add the vinegar into it. This is a different way. You will need a few extra ingredients, but once you have those ingredients, I've been drinking this shrub for the past couple days. It is spectacular. It really does, the way that we make this, it really does take away some of that weird. Sometimes there's too much, it feels like there's too much vinegar when you are making the syrup and then you're adding vinegar to it. It feels like the vinegar is just like an extra little part. Like, why don't I just add droppers of vinegar to the drink afterwards? This is not that. This is different. This really is going to bring out a lot of the pineapple that I use for this. This is going to, I think it's gonna, I can't tell. I think it's gonna blow your minds. I think you guys are going to be like, yeah, science! Right after this. You guys are going to be so stoked on this. Usually I have the music in my head too, which gives me a little rhythm. So if my rhythm seems off tonight, well, it's because I think it's like 11:45 at night. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I feel trapped. Let's watch the next video. Next video is going to be making a pineapple shrub. Get it on. See you soon. All right, guys, so today we are making shrub. And now if that sounds like maybe Cush has lost his mind, he is going to start a gardening channel. That is not the case. A shrub is a type of drinking vinegar. So if that sounds awful to you, I understand, but try it. It's actually pretty good. We are going to be needing three things. We're going to be needing some fruit, we're going to be needing some vinegar, and some sugar. Now I'm using pineapple today. If you don't want pineapple, find a berry. Those are great. Strawberry, raspberry, boysenberry, chuckberry. You got chuckberry in your shrub? That's a crazy shrub. That's a cool shrub. Another thing you're going to be needing is the vinegar. Now I'm using Prosecco vinegar today. Use whatever vinegar you want. Some white wine vinegar. You want something thick. A balsamic vinegar. You want something sharp. Get a white wine vinegar. You want something fruity. Apple cider vinegar. Those are all great options where you will use them in the exact same proportions as what I'm doing today. And next you need some sugar. Now this is just white sugar. Regular old white sugar. If you want your sugar to play a bigger role in the taste, find some brown sugar, some demerara sugar, some sugar in the raw, find whatever kind of sugar you want, but make sure that it's sugar. Make sure it's not salt. I have made that mistake before. It's awful. It's horrible. Throw it right out. Okay, to begin, we are going to cut our pineapple. Now, if you want, you can take this part of the pineapple, plant it, and in only 3 years, you will have one new pineapple. It's like downloading a pineapple. It's great. So nice. I'm going to take my pineapple corer, and we are going to core out 2 cups of pineapple. All right. Listen. We're gonna call that 2 cups. I'm not gonna measure pineapple, that's crazy. Next, I am going to put 1 cup each of this pineapple into these mason jars. There's no reason that I'm putting these into 2 other than I just have tiny little mason jars. If you have a much larger mason jar, combine them all together. We are going to need to put in equal parts of this pineapple to the vinegar that we are about to heat up. Don't forget to drink the pineapple juice. We are going to heat up some of our vinegar. Now, you want equal parts, so if you cut up 2 cups of fruit, well, it goes to reason that you would need 2 cups of vinegar. Now, this is 17 ounces, so I'm just gonna pour this. That's not gonna work. We are going to pour this without its top, because we are rebels. We're gonna pour this in here. We're gonna let it go until it's just about boiling. While I'm waiting for this to boil, I did want to show you what kind of bartender I am. I completely eyeballed the pour count of that, but I do want you to see that I did leave almost exactly an ounce of vinegar. What a stupid skill I have. I can count liquid as it drops. Where am I going to use that? Oh man, what a life. What a life. Now we can see that this has absolutely begun to boil. It's steaming. It's all higgledy-piggledy in here. That is all we need. It doesn't need to be a rolling boil. It can just be a regular old small boil. And from here, we're going to be putting in equal parts of the fruit to the very, very warm vinegar. Don't breathe it in. Vinegar is tough to breathe in. We're going to sort of eyeball this as we go. I know that I put in almost exactly 2 cups into here. You want to find mason jars that will give you a little bit of extra space on the top. There will be some expansion, and there you have it. I have very, very hot vinegar next to some very, very delicious pineapple, fresh pineapple, and we're gonna let this stay for anywhere between 1 day and 3 weeks. So 1 day to 21 days. Depending on how strong you want the pineapple to be in there, I'm gonna let this probably sit for 2 days. I think 2 days is just fine. I have a nice vinegar. If you're using a white vinegar, let it stay for a little bit long. Nobody wants to drink white vinegar. You're gonna wanna put this into a nice, cool place. Where the heck is the other top? What did I do with the other top? Say, hey, Mr. Bus Driver Man, don't be slow, 'cause I got somewhere I gotta go. I just had it. Did I put the thing on top of it? Oh, I did. Found it. So for the time that you are storing, make sure that your mason jars are nice and clean. Boil them before you get into it. And you are going to go ahead and put the tops on here with just a little bit of space up here in case the heat is going to make them expand. Put them into a cupboard, some dark corner of your room, some recess away from the lights and the sounds of the city. And then we will come back and add the rest of the ingredients in here in a few days. All right, so we have let these sit now for about 2 days. We now have sort of a vinegary smelling pineapple. We have to add some sugar into this, otherwise this will be gross. This will be just, it's no good. We need sugar. So what we're gonna do is we're going to strain all of this out. We're gonna get the pineapple out into our heat source. We're going to heat up that vinegar and we are going to stir some sugar in there. All equal parts again. So if you have 2 cups, 2 cups of sugar. All right, so I have a, careful boy. I have a tea strainer here. We are just going to strain the vinegar right through here, making sure we catch especially all the big parts, but all the little parts too. Same thing with this one. If you want, you can use this pineapple for things like chutney, or you can just throw it out. It's probably fine. Let's turn on our heat source and measure out some sugar. While we wait, has anybody seen The Vow on HBO? It's good. Okay, this is warm enough now. It does not need to be a boil. We just need the sugar to be able to dissolve. So we're gonna go ahead and put in 2 cups, maybe a touch less than 2 cups, since we did lose a little vinegar in the transfer. Some of that vinegar gets stuck in the pineapple. So we're gonna go about 1 3/4 cups. And now we stir. What about the Expanse? Did you guys see the Expanse? That was really good. Wes Chatham. And now we strain. I got one of these guys. This is a reusable coffee strainer. It's made of metal. We're gonna see how that works. I have no idea. If it works out well, I'll put it down in the description. You guys can go get your own. We are just going to pour this in through here. Hopefully that will get all of the rest of the pineapple chunks out. This thing works like a freaking dream. Yeah. We are now going to store it. We're going to put the top back on. You can tell in the meanwhile, since this has been going, I have bought larger mason jars. It was very important to me that they were all in one. This segregation wasn't working. I'll put the top back on, put it in the refrigerator. This should last you about 6 months. From here, anytime that you are making a drink that calls for any kind of simple syrup or some pineapple juice, I would say you can substitute this to give your drink a full new dimension of flavors. This is about what it should look like when it is settled. It should be nice and clear. Just a little bit of cloudiness is fine. Good luck with your shrub. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, add, comment, share, talk, and listen. You were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen. That's it. Bye-bye. All right, have we all vinegared up after that little guy? Just so you know, I will be cutting these 3 videos into smaller videos. I've already done that. I will be putting them out this week. So if you don't want to come back and watch all of this, whatever this bit that we're doing right here is, later, you can just go back and watch all 3 of those videos. I know that sometimes it's nice to watch the videos because I cut out all of the, sometimes I do this. I just like stare into the camera. I cut all that out in the videos. I can't tell what it is that makes these videos work or not work. I don't know if the long pauses are really what you guys all come for. I can't tell. Either way, since I am out, I will have to be picking up some of these shifts as they come. Unfortunately, Saturday nights are a big night for me to be picking up shifts. If you hate that idea, if you say, no, Cush, you are ours. We have to have you every Saturday night. You are the most important thing to us. Literally, without you, I feel like my walls are crumbling. I feel like my windows are shaking. I have like a weird pain behind my eyeball. If that's what you are feeling right now, there's a great way to keep me from ever having to bartend again. That is Venmo right up here. You guys can just help out the channel that way. These classes will always remain free. We know that. I say that every week. These classes will always remain free. However, in order for them to remain free, I do have to have some income coming in at some point. So That is a great way to do it if you hate the fact that I'm out there basically cheating on you guys right now. I'm out there with other people bartending. That is a great way. There are other ways, however. You can always, of course, go and watch, like, subscribe, and follow and share my videos. That is a really good way to keep this going, because if it's not you that's helping out financially, it could be somebody else. It could be one of your friends. It could be one of your roommates. Sometimes friends and roommates aren't the same thing. It could be somebody from your family, whoever. Extra helpful if you guys can help out that way. Otherwise, do exactly what you're doing, which is showing up every single week, jumping into the comments, commenting, talking to me, asking questions. That is a really good way to help out the channel. Beyond that, listen, I think you guys are great. I can't get enough of you. As I'm talking to literally nobody right now. There's nobody watching this, just recording this, not even streaming it. Next video that we're going to be doing is a topic that I have covered before, but I'm going to cover again today. We are going to be fat washing. I feel like fat washing is one of those very weird niche things, one of those niche bartender things that we do that really seems out of the reach of a lot of people. They say, I'm really just not interested in fat washing. What does it do? What exactly does it do? In this next video, I have sort of brought together an easier way to do it so that we're not actually using fat, rendered fat. There's no goose fat, there's no duck fat, but we'll be using some avocado oil in this next one, along with some pepper, in order to give our tequila, this tequila right here, just sort of a smoother edge. All fat washing does is it just sort of, if you think about it as like a little sponge, the fat, it just soaks up the tannins, pulls it out so that you can have sort of a rounder, more complex liquor in front of you. Watch this next video. Hopefully you guys will be able to get some fat washing going on. Let me know what you think afterwards, and we will chat very soon, very soon. So roll it, roll it. All right, so today we're going to be talking about fat washing. Now, is that what I do in my weekly shower? No. Instead, that is going to be taking some sort of fat, today specifically oil, and it is going to be infusing that into some tequila. Now, I'll be adding one extra step by using a little green bell pepper to help flavor some of my oil. The oil I'll be using is going to be some avocado oil, and the liquor I'll be using is going to be tequila. You will also need a heat source to sort of get that oil sort of moving and shaking, and you'll need something to bottle it in, something like a bottle or a jar. Mason jars work great. Make sure that mason jar or that bottle is heat resistant and cold resistant. We'll need both of those going in here. All right, so like I said, this first step, completely unnecessary. You don't need to do this, but I do like adding extra flavors. If I'm adding one flavor, I might as well add two. So let's go ahead and just chop off a little bit of this green pepper here into small, manageable pieces. Let's prep our oil. I am going to be making 75 liters. That's wrong. I'm going to be using 750 milliliters of a tequila here. So for the oil, I'm going to be using 6 ounces of oil. That's all you need. 6 ounces. Don't do too much. Let's go ahead and measure this out in my heating up pan. It's best to find an oil that has a high smoke point. You don't want burnt oil in there. Every flavor that makes it into this oil will make it into your tequila, so better to have a nice, clean, crisp flavor as opposed to something that tastes like the bottom of like a burnt shoe. That's not a flavor anybody's ever looking for. Once that oil's all hot, what you want to do is throw in your peppers. We just need these to sort of heat up until you can start to smell the pepper. Once that pepper smell is in there, well, the pepper taste will be in there. They go hand in hand. So let's give these just a second to sort of sizzle around here. We will go from there. There we go. All right, very important that you don't let the, whatever you're frying in this oil burn. You don't want that taste. So we are going to take these out once we just start to see a little bit of color and really start to smell all of that goodness, all of the peppery flavor ring. Let's go ahead and do this. We are just going to pour this oil into our jar. Remember to pour it nice and quick, otherwise spills. Spills everywhere. Once your oil is in the jar, that is the time we get to add the tequila right in there. Now, you'll look at this and you will notice that this tequila and this oil is not mixing very well currently. That is what you are looking for. It's warm, so it's going to help to infuse, but we have to let it sit for a day. So that's what we're gonna do now. Every few hours, give it a shake. And then we will deal with it again tomorrow. All right, so I have let this sit for a full day. I've been shaking it every couple of hours. We can see that the oil is starting to settle here at the top, so I'll give this one more shake before I put it in to the freezer. What we're looking for is for the oil to freeze, to become solid, so that it doesn't stay. We don't want to drink oil. That's not the idea. We want the oil to start to sort of smooth out the tequila, to infuse some of the flavors and to smooth it out. So here's a quick little trick. If you are doing this in a mason jar and you have a really nice tight lid on there, watch this. Put it upside down, right? Then all of the oil that freezes will sink to the top, but that's actually the bottom. Welcome to my TED Talk. I think this is brilliant. So do that. We will be putting this in the freezer for one night upside down. So I will see you guys. Oh God, we're gonna do this one more time. I gotta wait a whole another day to do this. So I will see you guys back tomorrow, day 78 of making a fat wash tequila. It's really day 3, but it seems like forever. What we need now is we need an extra jar to put this tequila in, along with a filter. This is a metal coffee filter. You can also use a tea filter. That's also perfectly fine. You need, of course, your fat wash tequila. We can see right here, the fat has all made it to the top and frozen since it's been freezing all day, and we have sort of a milky looking tequila. That's fine for right now. You're also gonna need your original bottle with a funnel at the top. And then if you really want this to be clear, and I guarantee you do, you want to find a pour over coffee filter with the filter in it. Let's begin. So first, we are going to put our tequila through the beginning stages of the filter. Find any kind of filter that will filter out something nice and big and fat. This metal coffee filter is perfect for that. Let's go ahead and pour this in. Now, if you listen to me, and I hardly do that either, but if you listen to me and you put your jar in upside down, you will have all the fat here at the bottom. If you put it in right side up, you might have to poke a hole into it, filter it out that way. All right, so now you have the major fat separated from your tequila, but nobody wants to drink a tequila that looks like this. So we need to do 1 to 2 more passes on this. I recommend always a coffee filter. If you can find yourself that this is just a pour over coffee filter with a pour over coffee holder. I don't even know what this is called. It's just a pour over coffee stand, I suppose, into a funnel, and we are going to pour this in. Now this takes for freaking ever. So be calm, my babies, and let's do this. Ready? Here we go. You can really see the difference now once we've put this through a coffee filter between the two. This, of course, is the tequila that still has some fat in it. This right down here has been sent through the coffee filter. So we're really starting to see a vast difference between the two. We have a very clear liquid coming through here. It does take some time, but I promise, nobody wants to drink this. Everybody wants to drink this. So take your time and let's meet each other at the end. You're gonna probably want to change the filter once, maybe twice during this whole thing. So don't be afraid of using a few coffee filters. Let's pour what's in here back into our mason jar, switch out our coffee filter, and keep pouring. At some point, there's only fat in the filter, and that means you are done. Now, if we look at our bottle of tequila, we can see we got about a 90% yield, which is pretty good. We are going to, of course, lose some of the tequila to the fat. We're not going to be drinking fat. We aren't animals, people. We are tequila drinkers. So we can eventually get rid of everything else. And instead of having a 100% yield, you have a 200% increase in taste. That is what we are looking for. This is fat washed tequila. Let me put this all together. We'll take a quick taste of it and I'll explain what you can do with it. Here we have it. We have all of our tequila, about 90% of the bottle. We have all of this fat. Now you can toss the fat if you want to, or better idea, use this fat to use anytime you would actually use avocado oil or even olive oil. Any kind of oil you're using, you can use this. If you want to fry a steak in tequila, are you kidding me? Have I just given you the gift of life? This stuff is so great. Keep this. It's perfectly good fat. And now you can have everything in your life taste like whatever the liquor you have used, whatever the oil you have used. You can fry all your foods in that. That's great. But this is the star of the show right here. We have taken Hornitos tequila and we have made it so nice. Let's bring out a little glass and see what it tastes like. You're gonna notice that this smells very little like tequila. This is going to start to smell a lot like a garden. The peppers are in there, the avocado is in there, the tequila, of course, the agave is in there, but it is going to mellow out everything that is part of that tequila. Cheers. That is perfect. That is exactly what we were looking for. A nice, mellowed out, smooth tequila that has some flavor of the pepper in it. Not overwhelming, not crazy. This isn't pepper juice at this point. It's just there to sort of help us get through all of this tequila. Enjoy. Use this tequila in any margarita, any paloma, any improved tequila cocktail that you are making. This is your guy. This is your Man Friday right here. Enjoy. Thank you guys so much. Remember to please like, subscribe, comment, share. Come find me. It's like a scavenger hunt. Find me wherever I am on Instagram, Facebook. Find me. And let's do a shot together. Cheers. All right, that is fat washing. For the uninformed, you are now informed. What you didn't know, now you know. What you don't know now you know. I believe that was Biggie Smalls said that. I think it was Biggie Smalls. Pretty sure. Either way, guys, that is, of course, how the show goes. I feel like this is about a 45 to a 50-minute show. That's a good chunk of your time. I always appreciate you. Those of you that did stick around to the very end, I appreciate it. Without you, this channel is literally what I'm doing right now, just talking into a dark room with lights behind me. You guys are the absolute greatest. Thank you so much for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Thank you for watching those 3 videos. And let me know, either through comments, through DMs, through Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, if you're over on Twitch, YouTube, give me some comments. Let me know if you guys were able to make this stuff, or if there's something I missed in these videos before I put them out. I can always edit them. So let me know if there's something I missed there. If you guys can help out, Venmo's a great way. Otherwise, show up every week. Watch, like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you guys on Monday for Absolutely Classic Monday, where we will do a classic cocktail, and then we will put on our monocles and judge them, like those little, like the barristers. I think that's Australia. We'll turn our little, whatever. As we always say, where do we say this? We say this from the past and in the future. The one piece of this is a little linguistic thing. I don't know if you guys know this. Even in ancient times, the cavemen used to say, bye-bye. And in the future, when people leave each other, they will say, bye-bye. It just translates. It's just one of those things that Shakespeare said, bye-bye. Cleopatra said, bye-bye. Mark Antony, who was alive at the same time as Cleopatra, but in a different area, he also said, bye-bye. We always say, bye-bye. That's it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on Monday for Absolutely Classic Mondays. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Of course, even in the recorded version, I messed that up. We can always do a shot together, just because I'm not with you guys right now. That doesn't mean we can't do a shot. We can do a shot in the future. We can do a shot in the past. Just because literally I am, drinking alone, that you guys are even sitting there means that I'm technically not drinking alone. I'm drinking with you, just in a different place, in a different time. That is how that works. Cheers to you all. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.